Oh, wait.
Wait, you're pausing this. Like, do it.
No. Do you want to keep talking or should we play the intro?
Play the
Why is it like this? The haters should be loved, we invited. You don't agree, then you're the problem that we're fighting. Open up your mind, stand up, become righteous. Why is it like this? Instead of haters should be loved, we invited. You don't agree, then you're the problem that we're fighting. Open up your mind, stand up, become righteous.
Now, hello. Your mic is on. Wait, say something.
Hello.
Your mic is on. My mic is on. Everyone's mic is on.
So if you wonder what I was doing then, I've just found the little elastic bands that are meant to be on my braces around my finger, and I was like, shall I put them on? Shall I put them on?
These are like typical brace problems that you usually have when you're what, 13?
Well, I'm a late bloomer. What can I say? A late starter.
A late starter, 100%. I actually wish that I'd got my brace a little later in life because I got mine at 13 and I just like took it for granted that it was free and that it was gonna like actually make a difference when I'm older. Now I've got the bottom ones. It's the worst face. Just getting all the views right now. Hello.
Mine was purely because I recorded myself doing a poem, and then I was like, "Look at your teeth. You need to get a brace."
You recorded yourself doing a poem.
Reading a
that's
poem.
when you. How weird is it? Like I've noticed that when I edit myself, I'm having to look at myself in a way that no human ever really should have to do that. I understand why people get like editors because you start finding these things that are like, I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't know I did that face.
I'm looking at myself now and there's like this dent here. What's this? What?
Yeah, it's like a Sharpei dog or like too much flesh all of a sudden on my head.
Exactly. Why is this camera like dogging us out right now? To be fair, you look so cute. Look at you. Hold on, wait a minute. Can we have a second to appreciate how cute you look right now? You've got that like cool, like grungy, like I love it.
Rocking it. I've not long got out of the shower.
You look so bright and happy, I must say. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty happy myself this week after seeing Oliver Tree. I think every day I think back to being at that concert and it makes me so happy. I don't know if anyone's seen the videos on TikTok, but I'm literally like, my terrible singing, I don't care. I'm posting it everywhere. Like, I'm the happiest.
I'm pretty sure, I'm sure it is captured on your happy face.
Just so happy. Check out my stories if you haven't seen it.
It was a very bizarre gig.
It was a really bizarre gig. I think we mentioned last time, didn't we, that there was the support acts were not what I expected.
Crazy.
Definitely. Definitely. Oh, I love it. Definitely.
You can use it in a sentence. It's a word.
Problem with ADHD is like, or at least me, I'll stutter. And maybe that's, the odd time serendipitous, it works. Oh, I like that. And I'll never forget. I'll never remember that word again.
Yeah.
I already can't really remember.
Eggs definitely.
Eggs definitely. I need to write it down.
I hear you. That's like one of my, especially if I get excited and then everybody's listening. Quick, say what you needed to say.
My stutter, like, it breaks my heart because I didn't always have this, and like it came from me being in conversations and struggling to like not get interrupted or just to get everything out that I was trying to hold on to in my memory while people are talking and just get it out there.
That's exactly it. It's urgency to try and do all of those things in once, and then
so much pressure just to talk to people.
Everything just to survive.
It's hard. Anyone out there, shout out to my fellow strugglers. Oh my God, I've been so emotional.
Not cried as much as I usually do. My emotions have been like this.
I know exactly what you mean. And actually, just before the last episode, I saw a post from the lovely Laura from Equinox.
Oh,
And she was posting about how she was like, I am not doing seasonal depression this year.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
refuse.
It was me to feel the same about winter this year, be proactive, and I'm genuinely trying.
She made me reflect because I thought, you know what, I'm not feeling it this year. And it kind of made me like, I kind of forgot that was a thing. Do you know what I mean?
I'm feeling it.
I'm not going to lie. Yeah, since even seeing that post, it's like it reminded my brain that it does exist. And now it's just like tenfold. Like this past week, I mean, like it's been
Kicked
dark.
your ass.
It's been dark. I've had some of like the darkest thoughts of that I've had in a long time.
Sort of the way the weather changes, the amount of light that we're receiving changes, and our thoughts and moods reflect that.
It's horrible, and it's like it's scary how quickly your brain offers like a horrible solution to like the situation that's happening. So like, I'll just like get everything out to make a sandwich, realize there's no butter, and my brain just goes, "You could end this all right now."
Yeah. Like, thanks.
That's a lot. Like, what are you gonna do? Message someone to bring it for you? Be a burden on them? Are you really gonna go out in the shop to use it?
You're
Like,
just so
you're not gonna do that. You're lazy, and I'm just like, yeah, you know what? And it's horrible. It's scary how quickly it jumps to that, and I think it's something that people who don't struggle with suicidal thoughts like that, they fail to understand that that's how the brain is working. It's not like I think a lot of people want to jump to it being an attention-seeking thing.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? When you think about suicidal thoughts, you imagine that you're going to notice that you're having them, but in a way you don't. I only noticed when I stopped having them, which was this,
Wow.
which was this year without the alcohol. My mental health has improved to the point that I realised those dark moments were really few and far between. All of a sudden, they weren't weekly wherever, it's just that thought of you could just drive into that tree, there's a corner coming up and you could just keep going at speed, but it is those little thoughts, like,
yeah, and it's worrying because you can have so much love for your life, so excitement in your life. It doesn't mean that, like, I don't know, we have this idea that like everything must be going wrong in someone's life for them to be at that point, and it's not. It is just a mental condition. If some people have a predisposition to just go there quicker, and some points of the year, some points of their lives, it's way more risk.
Can I just say, whilst we're talking about a sad seasonal affective disorder, that vitamin D, now is the time to be, maybe taking supplements.
My pale skin, I need it. Give me.
My mum has be like that you shine on her face in the morning.
They're expensive.
I don't think they are. Over, I think, I guess I'd say 40 quid. I bet you could get a sad light for. Sounds really cute, doesn't it? A little sad light. But yeah, you can get the UV lights. And also, I was literally searching earlier what foods are high in vitamin D and B12, because they are going to give me the energy that I need. And luckily, I do enjoy and eat a lot of like salmon, eggs, all the things that was listing. So,
well, look, I'm interested in some sad lighting.
Be in terms of this season is tough, I think. So
prevention is definitely better than trying to. There is no solve to.
Me and Steph were just talking. Felt really like this week, the last few weeks, with things have felt tough. Like maybe we've took on too much, but pressures have been high, and we find it hard to deal with all these things. And it's like I think this time of year it's harder to deal with the summer.
I felt like a sense of pressure that comes from, I know it sounds weird, but doing this podcast as well, like there's an imposter syndrome element. It's like, how can you talk about like helping others when you're clearly having these problems? Like,
but that's why we're doing this.
Exactly.
We're the authentic, we are living it and trying to share what we what we're doing to resolve it and other people's
Definitely.
experience.
We're definitely not coming from a like, we've solved it, follow this. Follow our 10-step program. It's $1,000 and you'll be able to cure your
Just like
ADHD.
it. No. And then some weeks it's really hard, but I think that is life.
Just showing that, you know, these ebbs and flows are a part of it. And it's just, you got to surf the waves rather than.
This looks
you know.
amazing.
How beautiful is this? This is why I picked it up. It's so cute.
Cool.
Oh, cat struggling here too. Hi, girl. I
Feel seen.
It's so common right now. But yeah, maybe.
Get this on your Christmas list. That is such a cool light.
I mean, it's 42 quid, but it's currently down 15%.
Thing is, they're not all as expensive as this, though, are they?
Definitely not. That was just something that looks like
Really
aesthetically.
beautiful.
I mean, this
Yeah.
looks kind of cool as well, but and that's cheaper too. Let me actually be able to show it.
There's even one that's just 20, though, just that screen. But yes, these lights can be quite effective. But the other thing, like I say, to do is have a look at what food you're eating. Make sure that they contain the vitamins that we're losing out on.
Yeah.
And do try and get outside. I mean, it has been sunny today.
Exercise is that key one, isn't it? And again,
Even
it's
just
like,
standing.
ain't it? Like, that's something that I need to apply. That's something that, you know, you can't really like, I mean, you can, I understand, but you can't have any complaints that nothing's working if you're not exercising. I do really, I'm not saying it can fix all things, but you definitely can't complain that nothing's working if you're not doing it.
This week, because she was saying how she'd like to go into therapy ultimately when she's older, but she's picking her GCSE options. So she's picking PE because she was saying it'd be good to know about the physical body if she wants to understand the mind later on in life. And I was like, that is so true, because I was like, they're so interconnected. And I said, ironically, a lot of mental health, like kind of like anxiety and feeling depression and things like that. I mean, ultimately, you can't do the exercise sometimes, and that is part of the mental disorder. But having that diet from birth, from childhood to begin with, having those routines, they're the things that secure your mental health later on in life. It is harder to put it in place as an adult.
Yeah, if you can target children with this kind of advice, it's so like, I always say it's like learning a new language.
Yeah.
It's way easier to do as a kid because your brain is like a sponge. It's taking it all in. And when you get older, you can still do it. It's just 10 times harder to like sink in, you know, for it to become second nature. I'm sorry, I was just laughing. I wanted to like, I always like to look at the bad reviews just to see like how realistic is it. And I get that people only really leave reviews when it's a bad experience. But there is only one, but this made me laugh. This is way too bright. Alice, it's supposed to be like replicating the sun. What do you expect?
That is, they are bright. And you don't stare at it. Just like put it here whilst you're, I don't know, watching the morning news or whatever it is you do in the morning, eating your bowl of cereal.
I wanted to use it at my desk at work during the winter months. It's the perfect size.
Yeah, that's the thing. I wanted to look over at you and your face would be glowing this like kind of strange bright white blue light.
Do you work from home? Because that's not always very fair. Like, it's always going to be in someone's computer. They can barely see their screen because your light's just. I would just assume that, like, be charitable. Just assume that, you know, it's not getting anyone else's. Like, I don't think that's the time. I don't know.
Well, I suppose it depends what your setup is, because your desk you might be facing the wall, and it might be the solution. Maybe I should get one in my invite the kids in one by one to have the daily dose of vitamin D.
You've just reminded me. Oh, where you should have your desk. Feng Shui. I've been looking at Feng Shui. There's a guy. Oh, I can't spell. Guy called Dear Modern. He's so cool. He's so funny. I don't know if I would show him. I don't want to get claimed. That's the only problem. He has loads of videos where he just. Oh, I was hoping his like TikTok would show up or something. Da-da. Da-da, da-da. It's not going to let me in, is it? Because I'm not signed in.
There's some one of the feng shui rules is if you put a red object, I think it's when you walk in your door and then it's to the far left, it'll bring you financial luck. But I can never remember what the actual rule is. So I'm sure I have got a red object in the corner of my room. Maybe it's in the wrong corner. I know Sedge said if you put a wooden bowl, that encourages.
A wooden bowl.
Well, oh, actually, yeah, because it's like something from Earth.
This is him. This is my man. And he literally, he's like 3D printed all these little like furniture pieces, and he goes through different things like furniture shape and placement. And he's like, sometimes he's like, he goes through like the spiritual, like the aspects of it. Like this side, you want the owl, this side you want the phoenix, and what they represent, the turtle for like stability, all these different things. But then he'll also be like, you don't want to like have your back to the window because that's where robbers come in. He's like realistic about it, but then he's also like, money flies out the window, your dreams go out. All these different things. I can't fully remember it right now.
He's bringing the spiritual element and the realistic element.
He's just so like, I love him. He's been teaching me about the command position, which means like you're not in line with the door, but you're in view of the door. You can see it. No one can like come from behind. No one can surprise you and steal your money. But literally, this is the sort of stuff he tells you. And he's like, there's one video that's like, he's in like a high-rise tower and he's looking down at some like CEO's office. And this like his receptionist or whatever comes to the door, knocks on the door, and he looks and he's like, see, she got there, and you go all the way down there, and he's got his back to his door, so she'll come in, make him jump, scare him all his money away. And it's just like, yes, and it's fascinating. It goes from such reality to like fantasy, but it's not fantasy, all this like symbolic meaning. I love it. It's so cool.
I like the feng shui elements of things.
I like the feng shui. Yeah, I don't really know too much about it, but it interests me.
Like I say, Sedge like brought in a little bit about it, didn't you?
I think we need to get Sedge in to talk more about it, to be honest, because I feel like we covered a lot of mindset and
manifestation.
Yeah, definitely. I want to learn a bit more feng shui and more like how do you apply feng shui to like a teeny house, which is what I have. How do you apply it to
a bus?
Living with your friend? Surely it's just as important when you're like temporarily like chilling with a mate. Obviously, if you're like sofa surfing, it's not, you can't just go, I'm just going to move your chair. Just going to turn your TV around because this is not working.
Well, I think because when I moved in, I saged and cleansed everything, like when I first moved in, and then created my room as my your haven.
Right,
so every year you couldn't just like go rocking into your mate's living room and start feng shuiing it.
You need a feng shui consent.
Yeah, definitely.
Stop.
Can you imagine?
There's got to be. Does anyone know anyone that has friends that just come in and move their stuff? Is that like so they need to like
changing rooms? They'd like someone would go into someone's house and over like while they were out somewhere, and as a surprise, they'd decorate 3 of their rooms, and then
in the most gorgeous.
Yeah, always be.
Wait, can we find that? What was it called?
Changing rooms with Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen. Me and my mum used to watch that. We used to have such a laugh because you just think, as if you would do that. Half the time there'd be absolutely horrendous ideas.
She just Googled changing rooms like it was going to bring up.
Oh yeah, I'll get Lawrence Llewellyn.
Bad design. I mean, they were all. Also, it's from like early 2000s, so we can't be too critical of the fashions, I suppose. But even for its time, like.
They were always so mean, weren't they? That was the trouble. And then half the time, they wouldn't even have it done, so they'd be just bodge jobbing it in the last in the last 12 minutes, they'd be like slapping all this stuff on. Is that a white room?
Oh. See,
That's
there was that program, wasn't there, where they did this, but it was just to show them, like, no, because they didn't paint the fucking sofa. There was a guy that used to he was an architect before he did anything. So he'd just take all the stuff out of the room, paint everything white. So you got that like blank canvas, but this is not it. They just left everything in there. I'm surprised the mirror's like still left. You just paint that as well.
that's the thing. It's like if your friend or family member came in your house and did a changing rooms job here, you'd like to think that they knew you well enough to do it properly.
How did that happen? So like, did a family member or like a friend nominate?
Yeah, and
They
then,
really had no idea.
well, I mean, it's questionable, isn't it? But they'd always have this story where it'd be like, oh, they really deserve it. You know, they've been working so hard, or this has gone wrong, or that, you know, they've lost somebody, and they're going, like, I just want to give them a treat. I want to spruce the house up. And then they'd like ruin one room after another. Then they'd take them out, wouldn't they? Like, ta-da! And then they'd just burst into tears.
This thing it says here, designer's explanation. We thought it would be interesting to see what an all white and an all black room would be like. Owner's review. I hate it. Get this mic off.
This mic off me.
But do they have to change it back if you don't like it? Like,
No. Change it back.
I actually really like that.
It's just so extreme. That's the thing.
I don't think I could have it every night. That'd kind of creep me out a bit.
And yeah, imagine it once it started like not looking new anymore. You'd just be thinking, what is this? And the thing is, look, before they clearly did workouts and things. Like, where's the gym gone and the full mirror? Is that a mirror? I can't tell. I've not got my glasses. But
New gym is within this fortress.
yeah.
I mean, like, what is all this? What if you? I know.
I don't want to change room.
I know, same. If we're on Twitch, we could probably have got away with it, but YouTube was like, no, no, no.
I must say as well. Last week we dropped a teaser about me having some really special news this week, but I forgot the thing.
I know,
So-
yeah. Should we? Sorry, that I got so distracted by that I need to close this down because this is a very ADHD story. It's very relevant. Yeah, it's like Medusa.
I don't want to go into detail in case I cry.
We've already got pretty deep this episode. Let's get a little bit deeper. That's so wrong.
Yeah, hopefully that will spark the views.
To be fair,
We're getting deeper.
We've got compassion boxes. So
And we need them.
yes, stay tuned.
Yeah.
Once we've
Lindsay showed her ADHD side again. I have had this thing clutched in my sweaty palms. Sweaty because I've been excited about it all day. All day. And then, and then I was on the way here like, yeah, I'm on time. And I was like, oh my God, I forgot the thing.
never get too confident if you live that ADHD life.
It's when you're momentarily celebrating a win that you're slapped with like,
Oh, I
yeah,
remembered
but
all the stuff. I've done it. No. Oh, I'm early today. You can. I always say you either get me on time or with all the stuff I intended you, or you intended me to bring.
that is the truth, though, isn't it? Every time I've celebrated that I'm actually on my way on time, I'll realise I forgot something absolutely vital.
I do it every single
Yeah.
time. It is my one of my toxic traits.
But I was, I was very upset with myself, and then we were just talking, and that's why we was like, is anybody else feeling emotional? Because it really drives you mad when things like that happen, because it's not just a one-off, it's like constant
Daily
things
occurrence.
all the time.
It's like, can I have one day
Well,
where
even
stuff just sails? Everything works.
I was holding it when I was walking down the stairs, and I turned around too quick and about had my knuckles off on the door that's never been anywhere different, the door frame. And I was like,
Catching your knuckles on the door.
yeah, I was like, just turned around like normal. And the next thing you know, I was like ripping my knuckles off on the door frame. And I was like, like it really hurt.
Oh my God. Ow.
And then that was another thing that annoyed me. This is all just today. But then when I was speaking to you,
It's a long day.
and I was like, of everything of my whole life. Then I stood up and smashed my back off that telly, didn't I?
Oh yeah, just getting in.
Yeah.
To be fair, this is a very small space. Like it is very difficult to get in there, but
Still, I'm just trying to get the ADHD still taking every day.
I mean, like, listen to this, guys. You need to like and subscribe here. If you're not already, like, just do us a set. Help us out.
I
Do you know
need
what I mean?
all the dopamine I can get.
Help a sister out, please.
Which all the dopamine I can get and compassion.
Nah, it's perfect. Because that's one thing the ADHD brain does is we struggle to self-soothe in a healthy way.
Yes.
Quite quickly we jump to alcohol, drugs, scandalous behavior with men or women. I don't know where I was going with that. All of the above.
Yeah.
So I instructed, sounds so like, I ordered you. I simply recommended that you get yourself a compassion box together. And if you have been struggling to understand kind of what I mean by that, we'll go through ours. We've brought ours finally. What was it? 4th week we've been saying we're going to bring it. Something like that. We've finally got them. And yeah, I just think it's cool to go through some of the stuff.
What have you got? I'm intrigued.
I'm happy to start. So please don't judge me for my compassion box. That's rule number 1, to be compassionate. There's a rule. There's 3.
Laugh.
You can most definitely laugh. Just like, not keep. But no, I'm definitely laugh. I'm not here to like stop anyone's humor. Another thing about this weather, this time of year, everything is just dry. My whole face is peeling off. I know it's got nothing to do with it, but I just thought I'd address why I'm picking. I'm like Goldmember. You've not seen any film, have you?
No.
Goldmember. The Austin Powers.
Yeah.
I'm like pulling the skin off my head. Anyway, stop being gross. This is my compassion box.
Season it's hard.
Yeah. I need to use this box more and more. She says. There's some cough medicine in there. I can feel it. Right, okay, so the first one is really silly. It's just a pair of socks.
Nice.
So to be clear about what this is, it's a little box that you can go to, or it can be a digital version on your phone, whatever it is, that you can go to in a time of needing to self-soothe in a healthy way. And what this will do is just help you relax. Just put your brain into a more compassionate state, self-compassionate state. And all these things are supposed to, give you that good feeling or those good memories that inspire those good feelings. Just a little like warm hug to yourself. Yeah, a little boostful hug.
Fluffy socks is actually on my shopping list.
I love fluffy socks, but literally just a change of socks. I always feel like when I'm anxious or I'm stressed, my feet are just like wet. That's gross. So just a change of socks, that's like makes me happy. Often when I'm like having a bit of a meltdown, bipolar, ADHD, it happens. I scratch, and I scratch most of the day. I'm doing it right now. But when I'm anxious or going through something, or if I'm in an argument, my mouth is going and my hands are doing this. I'm just like scratching constantly. And that will continue until the adrenaline runs out and I start to be like, ah. And I can literally like draw blood. So, gross. Not everything here is to do with gross things. I promise.
Bit more compassion for you.
Try it. I promise you there's some self-compassion in the bottom of this box. Cream. This is just like a little bit of self-soothing cream that's always there.
One of my new routines was wash my hands, hand cream, and just at the end of the day, stop and think.
It's a really good way to it takes a certain amount of time for it to soak into your hands, let's say. So if you can mindfully think about all the things that,
just
try to think about nothing.
Yeah.
Try to literally breathe, take those 10 deep breaths while I'm doing it and literally just center myself.
Do you remember that thing said to us, imagine that you've got your rucksack from a day and you're just unpacking it, so that it's clear and ready for the next day because it's going to get full again.
100%.
I think of it kind of like that, as like just decompressing, let everything go, wind down.
I think it can be easy, especially when you're stressed and at the time that you're coming to this box, to be like, I can't be mindful right now. My brain's going like 100 miles an hour. That reminds me that within 20 seconds, I can just manage for myself.
Yeah.
This little 20 seconds ahead of me while this rubs into my hands and dries. That's literally it. Something to put on my head. It's just like a little head tie
Get
from
your hair out your
Primark.
face.
Just gets all my hair out my face so it's not tickling me and making me itch anymore. A sheet mask, because if I cry, then it makes all my face dry. I can literally disappear with this box after a meltdown and just like survive on it. I used to have chocolate in there, but it became a place that I just disappeared to go and eat chocolate more regularly, and that's not self-compassionate. So I took the chocolate out of the box. There is now no food in it.
That's the reason I didn't put chocolate in the box, because I know I can't control myself. I'll just eat that every day and replace it every day and eat it every day. Like this is compassion.
I'm helping myself right now.
Yeah.
I'm self-soothing. No, we're going into binge eating, and that is not self-compassion. Hair tie. It's very this. I have to be very strict with this as well because hair ties are like gold dust in my house. I can never find them. The cats like destroy them or flick them under things. So I can't just be like, oh, I can't find one. I need to go and get one. This is for meltdown, compassion. Because if it's not there when I do need it for that, then I'm going to be. I need to get my hair out of my face. It's very big. I've got long hair, guys. A little notebook and pen. You actually
Shall I
got me
do the
this
things that we
notebook.
match?
Oh my god. Bingo. Got me this book.
Yeah, but it's from the same selection. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. That's something I've always stuck by.
Takes courage to grow up and become who you really are.
There we go.
Shout out to taking accountability, growing up.
I'm taking a lot of inspiration from Steph doing her box, because I'd never heard of this as in having a compassion box until you suggested it. So yeah, so I'm like, right, okay, I might, if we bingo any, I'm doing.
Let's bingo it. Okay.
But what do you put in your notebook, by the way?
That literally
Is your feelings at the time.
Manifestations and gratitude. I'm saying it like, I got this right. Because do you know how easy it could have been like, I'm rushing to make this box or whatever. Just sling something in there. Just being like.
Well, the thing is, I love writing, so mine will be whatever I want to write when I come to that box. It might be, my feelings. It might be something to pick me up, or it might be a message for myself next time.
Definitely. There's a lot of benefit in just free writing, where you don't process the thought necessarily. You just get it straight as it enters your mind, get it onto the paper, and it can be like really incohesive. Like,
mate,
but just getting it down.
We'll be doing a workshop in a week.
Yes, that would be so cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
I can't wait to. I hope we can show you more about that.
Yeah,
secret time. But anyway. Travel plate things. So this is just literally a travel card that you use in Portugal, in Lisbon specifically. Just like for that metro. It reminds me of Lisbon, favourite place in the world. And this is a train ticket to Derby. It reminds me that I went to university and I actually did really well. So it's a bit of a like, remember
nice.
who you are.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's just a little receipt from a little town where my mum lives in Portugal. This. Oh my God. So I was saying to you outside.
Yeah.
This is so sticky. This is gross. This is a McFly live in concert DVD from 2005. And this DVD represents so much love and happiness and fun in my life with, shout out Erin. I don't know if you watch him.
That is really...
I don't even have a DVD player that I like consistently use. It would be really hard for me to play this. I suppose I could play it. Oh no, I haven't got a disc drive on this computer.
I already know what Lou's DVD would be covered in there.
Lou, do you want to put it in the chat, or is Lindsay going to expose you? Is it a...
No, it's if it's going to be a musical one, there's a certain tour that she watches, did religiously, so it would definitely bring her the vibes.
I actually really want to know what that is.
Do you want me to shout it out?
Yeah, no, I'm waiting.
We'll give her a couple of minutes
now.
and see if she
Let it look like catch up. But yeah, we used to watch it from start to finish. Me and my friend Erin. It reminds me of being at the caravan that I used to spend the weekends at. There's so many memories in this, and literally just holding this sticky, gross case is enough to make me really happy. Some lip bars if I want to change my lip bars.
Yeah,
that is normally enough to look at it and be like, I can't be asked to do that actually. But it gets rid of the feeling of like needing to do it. What is that?
not being bothered to do anything, then I know that I'm starting to be my normal self again. Like, oh, you're starting to feel yourself again.
Yeah, so I would have laughed at that as well, being like, oh God, look, you can't even. It's not that much to you.
Hey, she's put it. Do you know what that is? The Up in Smoke tour.
Does that ring a bell? Up in Smoke? No, who's that?
It's like it's Dre, Snoop, Eminem. Like,
Oh my
yeah.
God, yes.
Together, it was one of the ones that would go on sometimes.
Sounds so fun. I bet that's insane.
To be honest, it just makes me wish I was there so badly. I can't even watch it. I'm like, no, I'm too jealous. Turn it off.
I know exactly what you mean. I felt like that at the Oliver Tree concert. I was like, I'm not at the front, so I could cry right now. Like, so many tall people in front of us. I'm like looking at him like this, like, wait, see if I can. Never get a consistent view. Just doing weird stuff now.
Yeah, watch it.
Look how happy this box makes me.
It's getting.
That's what I mean. I'm going through my stuff right now, and everyone loves going through their box of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And you just get to make yourself a box of stuff to go through. There's a picture album, literally some of my favorite pictures in here.
That's the thing I'm missing because I'm in between moving houses. I packed away all my picture albums.
There's a picture that a guy from it's people that have died that are in pictures like that. They make me so happy. I'll show one, but look how beautiful the doors are in Lisbon.
No.
That's just one of the many doors. That was my hotel door, but they're all just so beautiful. You're gonna be like, why doors? Doors are cool.
And you've talked about your door obsession before.
Doors are the window to opportunity. What is behind each one?
I love it.
James.
Lucy's the Up in Smoke tour that she used to terrorize her sister into watching it all the time because they shared a room. Definitely need to get, even if it's not the DVD, like a picture of it or something in your compassion box, Luke.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm interested to I want to know what your sisters think. Like, do they have memories of that actually being pleasant and being like, oh my God, because time's great like that, isn't it? Something that annoyed, especially siblings, something that was like, oh, at the time, you look back on, you're just like, God, I love my sister. She literally played that over and over and fuck, oh my God, like, I know every song now. Do you know what I mean?
I'm loving what that's saying. It says laughter on it, on the back of the tin.
On the back of the tin. The tin is literally just laughter. A benefit tin. Trying to make it not rattle too much. I just got a necklace that my mum bought me.
Oh,
it's got a ruby.
Very nice.
Ruby stone in it for my July baby Cancer ass.
Cancer. I love emeralds just because stone.
Colours are contrasting colours.
Yeah.
Red and green.
Sweet.
We are Christmas. And the last two, I mean, I have normally I have face wipes as well and micellar water just to get it off. Is that how you say it? Micellar water? Yeah. The last two are literally compassion focus workbooks. One is The Compassionate Mind. I just literally, if you want any books in your life, these two. This one is a step-by-step guide developing your compassionate self. All you need to know to do that. And this one is a little bit more, again, includes one of the same authors, but this is for people who want to use this on their clients. So if you want to further your counseling journey, your toolbox, that is amazing. It helps you do it yourself and how you would then implement it to other people. So that's maybe a bit more niche, but this big thick boy here, Chris Irons and Elaine Beaumont, the Compassionate Mind Workbook. And you can literally just flick to, I mean, I recommend going from start to finish, but I have done multiple times. So now I just like going to certain bits, and it provides worksheets, different activities,
I'm loving this.
It's like my Bible.
It's smelling well. It's like love it. I do genuinely love it.
It's good stuff.
And before, when we were chatting about this, was it on air, off air? I can't remember, but I was saying about how I've always kind of had a corner in my room that's like a compassionate corner type thing. But the idea of this box, like you say, if there's a situation when you're in fight or flight, you can snatch it up and scuttle away with it, and you've actually got your.
Go and sit in your car with it.
That's the thing, you know. If that is the thing that you do, is go for a drive to cool down, take that with you, pull up at a view, and go through your little box. I really like the idea.
It's I'm telling you, go through that box. It's just like lifted me like 10 levels higher. I'm like, let's go. Seasonal depression. Who?
That's
I need to stop hitting this mic though.
and like I say, mine was inspired by the conversation. So now that I've seen the way that that's set up, I'm like, I really think that's cool. It's almost like an emergency toolbox, like how we, you know, how we were talking about the stab kits and stuff.
Yes.
It's like having one of them for your brain.
Oh
my
broken
God.
brain.
We ought to create like a little broken brain
It's literally
pat. That is cute. So yeah, my stuff's kind of based around the things that were in that corner that I'm talking about. So I've got like a lot of plants. Then around the plants, it's like decorated with my marbles from when I was a kid. I mean, I should have put. If
You
I,
wanted something to do with these marbles, didn't you? You were
Oh,
excited when you found
like,
something to
I
do with
cried
them.
when I found marbles. I just remembered how much I loved that marble collection. I was like, it meant so much. But and now that I really like crystals, it's kind of like I understand it that when I was a kid, I was drawn to marbles for the same. Well, I didn't understand it maybe, and now that I'm older, I'm drawn to crystals. It's like the adult version.
Of course I am. Look at these pretty rocks.
Yeah,
Literally.
exactly. It's
The
what-
earth made these.
yeah, it's that I like pretty things, that I'm drawn to rocks, a bit of both. But I mean, I have got rocks in here, as it were, crystals.
I want to go. I'm so interested. So like
Yeah,
the stuff that. I'm sorry, no, carry on. I don't know why I was trying to interrupt you then.
no, it's right.
Nothing to say.
Ask a question. This bowl itself, this calabash bowl, when I was in Antigua, I was staying with Derek, who lives there, and
Derek.
he scraped this bowl out and was like, "I've made you a colour. I'm not going to try and do his accent and offend everyone."
Okay, cancelled.
And yeah, he'd made me this bowl, and I absolutely love it. So when you said about a compassion box, I thought, well, I've got the bowl that I don't know what to put in at the minute, and I'd got all these things in the corner of my room, so it's almost like a selection of things that are in my compassion corner, as it were. But now I'm definitely going to make an emergency kit.
You can no. To be fair, having the bowl, the fact that the actual like vessel that contains all these like compassion objects, the fact that that itself brings good, like that's
Yeah, the bowl.
mine's just some like one of those
Lu-
underwear boxes you put in your drawers
Lou's
from
got
IKEA.
exactly- yeah,
Shout
I'm
out,
sure
Luke.
she'll definitely remember it.
Jason
Oh,
Sweeney's in the chat.
Yes, then Jay. Good evening and welcome, and you best behave.
We've worked out who you are now.
But so this little
I was
mini
wondering what you were constructing there.
incense sticks. So because they don't take very long, I mean, I was meant to bring a lighter, and now I'm sat here without a lighter. I was going to light it.
Look at that, I'm a YouTuber.
But yeah, if you light that, it only takes a couple of minutes to burn down. So it's like it's a timer, as it were. It's a
Okay.
nice way to time that moment. So
I
it's
love
almost
that.
like,
It's like hand cream, but it's a lot more like.
and it's sensory.
Yeah, I love that because some people don't like cream. Some people really don't. I know that's a really like sensory thing. So this would be a really good
Mini
alternative. I
incense
love
stick.
that.
So for me, I would like one of them, and then my meditation is just going to last as long as it takes for that to burn down or something. But the crystals, howlite and rose quartz, this is such a gentle stone. And would you like to hold it? I just feel soothed by holding that particular.
So these are called like worry stones, right?
Well, I'm not sure. Is howlite in particular for worry? Is that it?
No, just the way that these are crafted,
because
rather
it's
than
all-
being in like a pendant or in a. They're just ones that are meant for like
that you
you
can
hold them. It feels good.
Yes, these are
thing.
smooth, not rough, but you can get all sorts of different.
Sorry, I'm
crystals
holding
like
it out of camera.
And then the rose quartz as well is meant to bring love. Yeah, the howlight's lovely. It's like white with like black threading, almost like marble.
Exposing my nails.
And then rose quartz. So the other thing is that I do, a few years ago, I would never remember to keep up with the moons, but now I'm a little bit more on it, and I will put them out to actually cleanse them, so that if I have been holding them, I'm then cleansing them to get that worry away.
I love that.
I've
Get
got
my
a
worries off them. Don't need any extra
Soaked
ones.
it all over. Notebook. I've got in my corner lots of sets of cards, so sometimes I just get drawn to do a reading.
I know what you mean. It's not always the tarot cards. Sometimes I'm drawn to my moon cards.
Yeah.
It's whatever it's feeling.
These ones are my chakra ones. They've not got much information on them, to be honest, but they're not my favorite set, but I do like them. But yeah, so
Cool.
I don't know whether you're into cards, but what you can just do is literally just shuffle them and just pull one. And what I like to think is my guides, now is the time to give me, any message that you ultimately want to give me. And the card that I pull will be a direct message from my guides at that point.
I feel like it's the most easiest to decipher. Is that what I'm thinking of? Of the communication types.
It's kind of, I think as a human, when you first go into being spiritual, you want a definitive answer. You want definitive proof that they're definitely there, and I'm not going to believe it unless this and this. And
having that imagery, the symbolism as well, is really good for
when you can get the guides that tell you a bit more information about each card. I think that is a really good place to start, because it gives you quite a lot of detail and it satisfies that curiosity and the thirst for it. And then once you then believe in it a bit more, and then you start to be, aware and more appreciative of the subtle signs. My little book of choice is by my friend Colette Malcolm.
Shout out
I
Colette.
think I've mentioned her podcast before, Mind Over Mama, and I try and tune in as regularly as I can. And yeah, her podcast is kind of very similar in terms of just talking really positive ways to deal with your mental health. In particular, talking to mums as well, juggling that extra thing, so your mind over being a mama.
Shout out mums, by the way. When I'm going through stuff, one of the things that pulls me out is being at least I don't know what I'd do if I had children.
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
literally how I feel.
There's so many women in this world that are bossing motherhood on top of the same issues that I've got, and it's just okay, well, you know what? Maybe stop complaining a little bit. It really does help. It brings you a lot more gratitude.
I certainly sometimes I'm like, gosh, imagine having a child in with this as well. How do people? Or I'll go past a mum on the street with youngsters, and I'll kind of catch eyes with her, and I'll just think, oh my goodness, you must have so much more worry and genuine stress on your plate. Those little people,
they do it.
Yeah, we're
phenomenal. It's beyond me.
Humans are phenomenal. But yeah, this little book, A Little Hug from Me to You, it's kind of like what Steph was saying, in the sense that you can just flick through. It's really easy, and each little chapter is just a little, as you can see, I've been reading it, and each little chapter is just so managing stress and anxiety, and there'll just be a few tips on how to do that. Celebrate every win, big and small.
You know what? Flick to a random page. Give us some gold. I'm here for some reading. Now.
Oh, creating a nurturing morning routine.
Oh, shout out. I mean, let's go.
And this, get your notebook out. I really do want to focus on this in the new year.
Let's see. Get in there.
Okay.
Talk slow.
Creating a nurturing morning routine.
Mm-hmm.
The secret to a day brimming with positivity, energy, and productivity could well lie in an empowering morning routine.
Brimming with positivity.
Its ripple effects on our mood, energy levels, and overall wellness are significant. By fostering a bright and energetic start to the day, we are priming ourselves for a day of focused productivity and tranquility.
Yes, give me the gold.
For me, establishing a more meaningful morning routine has been pivotal to my happiness. It's the cornerstone that lays the foundation for my entire day. I've always dabbled with various elements in my mornings, but my approach became more purposeful after reading Hal Elrod's The Miracle Morning. There you go, maybe read his thing. His framework, which he calls SAVERS, really
Your Rod
resonated with
Savers
me.
got you.
He talks about following 6 steps that include silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. And I recognized many practices that I had already been using, albeit inconsistently. So I decided to be more deliberate and consistent with my morning routine, and I make it a point to start my day with meditation, journaling, affirmations, and exercise. Each of these elements has a distinct role in priming my mind and body for the day ahead, and the difference that it has made is obvious. But remember, a morning routine isn't a rigid prescription, it's a personalized practice that caters to your needs and preferences. In the next few chapters, we'll delve deep into each of these practices. For now, consider what activities nourish your mind, body, and spirit. Begin experimenting to create your unique morning routine, ensuring it aligns with your lifestyle and supports your well-being. Very cute. That's what I mean. It's a lovely little book.
I love it. It's really interesting. I'd actually really like to read it. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. There's something that like these people master, and it still like blows
Take it and
me
read
away. That's all. Robbing bits of your compassion book. Do you want to swap something? Swapsies.
it.
Anything I can give you.
No,
Yeah.
honestly, I've got a couple of different kind of books I can swap it in with anyway. But
I
like I say,
appreciate it.
Colette's really lovely. It'd be cool to do a crossover at some point, because she also gave up alcohol around the same time as I did.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so we kind of cross over on social media when we chat about that. I love what she shares. Anyway, so
Done. That's awesome.
yeah.
But yeah, it's when they say like start my morning with, and then say like 5 different things. I'm like, God, I'll be there like 4 p.m. like still doing the stuff. Like my brain doesn't move that fast.
I'm sure it was the other morning, the other day, that the lady on there was starting her day at 5 a.m. And she went, I never used to be a 5 a.m. woman, but I am now. And it did kind of give me that thing of, at the end of the day, you can choose to do, well, I don't know, can I? Because I set my alarm early every morning, and then I wake up and switch it for about 45 minutes later and get back in bed.
Apparently, all
Every
you've
day.
got to do is get that first week in of doing it, and then your body will always just wake, just the same as it does, like wake up at the same time now anyway. Like
I read that autistic females in general, generally, sorry, can suffer more with that being able to wake up in the morning, and it really resonated because it's genuinely a struggle, and it's something I struggle with because I feel like people think I'm lazy, and it's like I'm really not lazy, but I do genuinely struggle to get up in the morning.
you know, my whole life, most of my childhood, teenage years, I was awful at getting out of bed. And then when I was going through my diagnosis and they started, you know, I was actually like trying out different medications, trying to work out what I needed. There was a period of time where I just had to get up at 4 a.m. I just kept waking up, and like morning TV just began. It started with like I was rewatching cartoons that I hadn't watched since I was a kid, like countdowns still ending from the night before with like the sign language on and stuff. And it was just like
I do remember those because I would usually be up till 3, like, you know, couldn't sleep and stuff. And then,
food time. So yeah,
but you're perhaps waking up at that time because it is the spiritual hour if you're waking up at 4 o'clock, switching hour. It's another sign that you're meant to a spiritual path.
I was just
were guided
nauseous as
to.
hell. I just remember waking up being like, what? Being nauseous all day from early. So I remember that.
My final thing is rosemary oil.
Love them.
So last week I wanted you to have a sniff of it, but I'd brought
What you brought?
Instead.
Brought a pizza roll.
I like aromatherapy. I'm very new to it. But again, I like toying with my senses and using my senses as a way of feeding into.
I was being very reductive, saying that it's part of a pizza. All these things are like
Well, then,
natural remedies.
You can use it as a sleep aid. You know, it's actually a really calming smell. So I'm not sure if it might just make me hungry. So
it smells.
this. Didn't know if I was sniffing the mic or the oil then. So rosemary, give it a really good sniff. Like hold on to it.
Why do you look like you're like bracing yourself? It sounded like you were like.
Trying to think of the word, and I wanted to grab the box because I knew it said it on it. It's stimulating rosemary oil. So, but it stimulates creativity. Helps with my focus. Actually, when I read about the oregano, I was like, maybe this one would be better in the compassion box because this was calming. But I really find rosemary gives me a real lift.
Really nice smell.
I was all about this year improving my ADHD symptoms and finding things. So the weighted blanket, the aromatherapy, any kind of natural way in. So this really levels me. If I'm like having a wobble and I grab this and give it a good whiff, and then I'm like, oof, yeah.
Love that. I mean, I feel like I need to start incorporating some essential oils.
You can get the steam thing, can't you?
Apparently, they're really good for eczema.
Oh,
Just like getting moisture in the air and having it.
well,
like...
my dad's got the aromatherapy. It had all the different oils, and it says what they're good for, and then you can just like put the different oils in. But I was like, oh my god, need need one of those in my life.
What does the oregano one smell like? Were you able to open it?
Yeah, it smells lovely, and it is calming. Like you can imagine if it was like a very subtle evening smell. It smells like you're in the forest.
All seem to have this like mintiness. I don't know if that's just me being.
That's just a herby. Maybe it's a herby.
Just a general herby, like because it smells. They both have like an essence of like not Vicks, but I don't know if that's what Vicks is trying to achieve. With
Vicks is Vicks eucalyptus.
So that is a plant as well.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
This is the thing. It's like it.
So they all have varying degrees of the same.
Yeah,
it is nice.
Oh, I mean, the thing is, not all oils have this herby smell. You can get, frankincense, and there'll be far more.
I've been Debenhams now. Like, give me it.
Yeah, sniffing them all. I think I do it as well. Like,
see which one I like.
Rosemary. Just so much better.
Please explain to me, what were poppers all about? I tried them once and they just gave me a headache straight away.
I'm saying.
Okay, so that's a common experience. So what did you get from poppers?
I think I was just a madhead that was like, it was it just gave me a massive head rush, didn't it? You'd be like, my head's gonna go off pop. And then like
so funny.
You kind of survive it and then be like, oh, I'm gonna do it again.
I love that. Do you have any more things in your box?
No,
we're down to the bottom of your pot.
Incense sticks, bottom.
You need a few. Keep fully stocked.
Sensory experience.
I love it. Can I ask what the bowl was as well? I know you said.
It's like open. Would have been 2 halves, you see.
Give the mic some ASR for tap your nails on it.
Yeah, it's like.
I like it.
Bowl.
Like.
It's like a dried. It's like a coconut skin, isn't it? So, if I'd have stayed in Antigua, or when I do go and make Antigua my home, one of my dreams was sit on the beach and then scrape people's names into them or whatever, or because if I turn that over and get a pin, you can literally draw on it. So, yeah, you just collect them from the side of the road, follow it out, and then like put Antigua and the date, and then sell them to the tourists.
Fill them with like that resin stuff and put like cool things inside.
Oh,
like a bunch of like flowers, like exotic flowers, and like.
That's a really cool idea because I've got loads of shelves from when I travel, so you could put all the things I've found in a thing from my travels.
Holiday resin, travel resin, where you literally just find little bits and I want to find holiday resins now. And then you get rather than like I'm so excited.
When when I do I've got so many trinkets and things that I've been collecting from over the years that I didn't quite know how I was going to incorporate into the final look, but I knew I was going to. But literally, I just need to get a sideboard and just resin them in, like broken bits of jewelry, like tickets, all sorts of things. Oh my goodness!
Resin. Someone had used. That was it.
My friend's mum's just done a resin table with bottle lids.
See, I've got all of these stuff. I know a lot of people do the like ones like this. It's like a commonly seen one. That looks so cool with the fish in as well. But I really like the
Yeah, one of my mum's friends done with the bottle tops is simple but effective. So that's a good one to do.
These flower ones. I saw someone had used like dandelions, the for the fluffy.
Yeah.
They looked so cool in them. You could put anything in there.
They are cool. I feel like I could just stare at those the whole time.
I know. I realise we're at the end of the podcast, but I'm just looking at resin tables now.
It's a nice way to leave you all, isn't it? Exploring resin. We can send you all down another rabbit hole of hobbies.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow, I love that where it's part wood, part resin, where it's got the slice almost out of it.
Wicked.
That is really cool.
Oh, galaxy.
Oh my goodness! Right, well,
That's what you need to do your worktop like. That'd be amazing. I can't stop scrolling.
If anybody
Some
needs a new
new-
hobbin. A new hobbin.
New hobbin. What was the word? Eggs definitely and a new hobbin.
Definitely.
By the end of this podcast, we'll have created a whole new alphabet dictionary. Oh my god. I think we should just end on this one because it's real pretty. I don't know why it's not getting any bigger.
Well, there you go. If anyone's struggling,
That's what I
for,
wanted. Yeah.
future ideas of what to make us that podcast.
Christmas. We'll definitely accept Christmas presents, by the way. If anyone's got any for us, I'll DM us. We'll let you know where
I
they
was
go.
meant to bring.
Yeah, to be fair, there's going to be a lot of changes. Like this bedroom setup, I know we've been here a while now, but it is not the... Yeah, it is just a temporary solution to something that will be... It's just out of my hands right now. So it'll be more next year. We'll have two arrangements, I imagine. We'll have the
two very
bus,
cool.
and then we'll have another more permanent, stay still studio.
Yeah, man.
Lots of cool stuff to make. I'm so excited for stuff for the bus. There's just so much cool stuff really happening.
Definitely done a full circle again, haven't we? We started feeling a bit overwhelmed by everything and a bit underwhelmed as well. And then ended like, yeah, there's so much cool stuff.
I'm not gonna lie. This podcast does that for me every time, and I hope that it does it for you too. Because sometimes I'm literally putting my makeup on to come here, just being like, can I quit? Can I just be like, no, I can't let Lindsay come here to my parents' house, figure out multiple software programs that she's never used before, and then
I just go live. Hello.
Hello.
With your sat next to me, the guys. Have you figured it out?
Do you know what? I uploaded something of the last story, and then we'll go. I'll leave you, I promise. There was an upload that I'd done. It was the Christmas one, not the Christmas, the Halloween one. I came here. All I needed to do was upload it, get it in, and leave. Something about my brain just turned the computer off. And this was like earlier in the day.
Oh my God.
And about half an hour before the upload, I looked at my studio thing on my phone through YouTube and saw that it was like paused at 27%. And I was like, no. And I didn't have time to come here. And I was like, I have one chance here. I need to call my mum and direct her via my memory of how to do it. And also using what she can see on the screen. Bear in mind, she's a woman that couldn't really scroll down. You know what I mean? I'm hoping everything is on that first bit of every page. And I cannot shout out, Mum. I am so proud of you. She listened. She was concise. Like Richard put the phone straight to her because I knew he wasn't going to be able to do. But
it all worked a dream.
It was amazing. It was out on time. I called Mum like, I'm so proud of you. Literally, that could have gone one or two ways, and you just made it so. Shout out to Mum for getting that Halloween episode out. If you haven't seen it already, go and watch it. It's really fun. It's really cool. It's really kind of creepy.
Yes, it's great, and that's lovely to end on a nice positive story.
Positive story.
Yeah.
I hope you've enjoyed the podcast. I hope you're in better spirits now. We're nearly at Christmas. If you're suffering with that seasonal affective disorder, any of the winter woos,
we're here every week.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll
Come
be your
hang out.
dose of vitamin D.
Come chill, and we'll see you next week. This is Lindsay.
And this is Steph.
We are A Human Different Design.
Podcast different. Good night.
Bye, good.
Why? Why is it like this? Instead of hate, it should be love we inviting. You don't agree, then you're the problem that we're fighting. Open up your mind, stand up, become righteous. Why is it like this? Instead of hate, it should be love we inviting. You don't agree, then